By the end of this video, you will see why the next tablet wave could wipe out your laptop upgrade plans. Big leaks point to a Samsung Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra built to replace a clamshell computer. Titanium. Tandem OLED. A new desktop-style system brain. Apple should be worried right now. The old promise has always sounded perfect. One thin slate, one keyboard, one pen, one device that handles everything. Then real work shows up. Heavy video edits, huge spreadsheets, too many browser tabs, serious multitasking. That is when most tablets tap out. People sprint back to a traditional computer. Now the leaks around the Samsung Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra say Samsung wants to end that cycle for good. Not with a tiny speed bump, with a full redesign aimed straight at mobile productivity. Starting with the body. The giant 14.6-inch class screen sounds amazing. It also turns thin metal into a bending problem fast. Toss a big tablet into a tight backpack. Add pressure from books. Add travel. Flex becomes the enemy. Multiple supply chain reports point to a grade 5 titanium frame. That matters more than it sounds. Titanium can bring higher rigidity while keeping weight under control. So the device can stay ultra-thin while feeling solid in the hand. The word from insiders suggests a roughly 5.5mm profile. That is wild for something this large. This one design choice changes the vibe immediately. Aluminum can feel premium. Titanium can feel unyielding. More like a serious tool than a fragile screen, you baby everywhere. Now the display. Samsung already knows screens. That isn't news. The news is the panel architecture. Leaks point to an advanced tandem OLED build. Two organic light layers stacked together. The goal is simple. More brightness. Better efficiency. Stronger color under harsh conditions. That outdoor part matters. The bright cafe, the sunny train platform, a job site, a campus lawn. Regular large tablets often become mirrors. People crank brightness. Battery drains. Contrast falls apart. The reported tandem OLED approach targets higher peak brightness for real daylight use. Pair that with an aggressive anti-reflective coating, and the experience changes. Black stays black. Colors pop. Text stays sharp. You stop hunting for shade just to read a document. This kind of screen also screams creative focus. Sketching, photo work, color review, layup checks, big canvas, serious clarity. The premium body and a stunning panel mean nothing if the hardware folds under sustained load. That is where the chipset pivot gets spicy. Samsung surprised many people by leaning into media tech for recent flagship slates. The new leak stream says the partnership goes even further with a Dimensity 9500. The details being shared paint a clear target. High multi-core performance without turning the chassis into a heat plate. The reported process node is 3 nanometers, smaller node, better efficiency potential, more performance per watt. That matters because a thin tablet has less space to dump heat than a thick laptop. In real terms, people want stable speed. Not a quick benchmark spike. They want long export jobs, long coding sessions, long multi-window days. If the silicon can hold clocks without throttling hard, the whole device feels like a different class. Memory and storage leaks add even more fuel. The baseline expected spec looks like 12 gigs of RAM. That alone covers most daily power users. But the chatter that really turns heads is a 16 gigs configuration with up to a terabyte of storage. That sounds excessive until you think like a laptop replacement buyer. Big video files fill space fast. Offline project folders add up. Large art assets eat storage. Local data matters for travel. A tablet that forces constant cloud juggling never becomes the main machine. Local capacity helps it cross the line. More RAM also helps the one thing that ruins serious tablet work. App reloads. You switch task. The system clears memory. You return, and the app restarts. That kills momentum. Enough memory can keep your tools alive and ready. Now software. This is where Samsung either wins or loses. A tablet can have monster specs and still feel like a stretched phone. That has been the pain point for years. Big empty space, weird layouts, apps that never learned how to behave on a large screen. Samsung DeX helped. It gave a desktop-style layout, windows, taskbar energy, better multi-app flow, but it still bumped into mobile app limits and odd compatibility gaps. The new name floating around is Neural DeX. The claim attached to it is bold. Local intelligence that helps reshape apps into better windowed experiences on the fly. Not cloud magic. Local processing, real-time adaptation. If that direction holds, it points to something bigger than a skin update. It suggests Samsung wants the system to actively manage resources and lay out behavior like a workstation environment. Imagine a heavy workload moment. You have a video timeline open, a file manager window, the browser with research, a chat app, a notes panel, a calendar, a reference PDF, a music app. The system needs to stay calm and responsive. The leaks describe dynamic allocation of hardware resources. That means the OS could prioritize what matters. Keep background tasks from choking the foreground. Keep exports moving. Keep the interface smooth. That is the difference between a media slate and a true work machine. A real work machine feels like it helps you. It doesn't fight you. Now add the accessory layer. A laptop replacement tablet lives or dies by input. Samsung has the S Pen advantage. The new Buzzed says the stylus gets a physical upgrade with a haptic engine inside. That means micro vibrations that simulate texture. That sounds like a gimmick until you try to draw on glass for hours. Real paper has drag. Glass can feel slippery. Simulated resistance can improve control and comfort. For note-taking, that also matters. The pen feel influences handwriting quality. Better tactile feedback can make writing steadier and more natural. Pair that with a high refresh panel and low latency, and you get a pen experience that feels immediate. That appeals to students and artists, but also to business users who annotate documents all day. Power is the next make or break. The large bright screen plus heavy compute equals battery pressure. Leaks point to an 11,600 mAh battery. That is a big sell for a thin device. Efficiency is where the rumored 3nm silicon and refresh rate scaling come in. If the display can drop refresh when it should and climb when it must, battery life improves without you doing anything. The expectation being floated is a full day of demanding use. Not just video playback, real work, meetings, editing, multitasking. If that holds, it supports the core mission. Charging matters too. The reported target stays around 45 watts for fast charging. That means quick top-ups during lunch, quick boosts between classes, less time chained to an outlet. Now pricing. This part always hits hard. Advanced panels cost money. High memory costs money. Premium materials cost money. The early pricing talk points to around $1,299 as a starting point. That puts it in direct conflict with premium tablets and entry-level laptop options. It forces a decision: one do-everything device or a split setup. The date chatter leans late summer or early fall. That window makes sense. It lines up with back-to-school and productivity buying seasons. It also drops right when many people reassess their gear. So why does this matter for the bigger market? Because Apple has owned the high-end tablet report for years. When most shoppers think premium slate, they think iPad Pro. That dominance rests on two pillars: hardware polish and ecosystem pull. Samsung appears to be attacking the missing pillar: complete laptop replacement confidence. The combination of titanium rigidity, a brighter tandem OLED, high-efficiency flagship silicon, and a smarter desktop-style framework aims right at the one lingering doubt. Can a tablet be the only computer? Not for casual use. For real work, for serious workflows, for long days away from a desk. If Samsung nails the software experience and the thermal behavior, this device becomes a real alternative, not a secondary screen. That is why people in Silicon Valley paid attention. The shift in the main computing device changes where apps and services compete. One more thing. Treat all of this like leaks, not final spec sheets. Plans change. Names change. Launch options change. but the pattern across multiple sources points in the same direction. Samsung is not trying to make a nicer entertainment slab. Samsung is aiming at your laptop bag, hard. The leaks paint one clear report. Samsung wants a true laptop replacement tablet. The titanium frame targets real travel durability. The tandem OLED panel aims for bright, keen outdoor work. The Dimensity 9500 and high memory options chase sustained performance. Neural DeX hints at smarter multitasking. If these claims land, the premium tablet race changes fast. I am so grateful you chose to spend your time here on your channel. You're amazing. Hit that subscribe button. Let's grow this community together. Also hit that like button and tell me in the comments what you think. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Goodbye.